Was there ever a time that you just said, I can't do this?
I think there was times I felt that way, but I have a determination in me to kind of let that stir me to do it. But there were times I thought, I don't know what I can say this week, especially early on, because, I look back now and realize God gives you grace for every season.
Yeah.
I was telling my kids the other day, when I look back, I think, how did I preach those first 6 months? I didn't know how long to make a message. I didn't know how to make a message, but there were times I thought, I don't know what to say this week. There's times I'd sit there and write for 8 hours and I'd get one paragraph. And I thought, man, it's going to take me 7 years to get one sermon. But you know what? You just keep pushing through it. And I think those are all testing times and proving times, and God saying, in a sense, how bad do you want it? Are you going to stick with it? And so even I was talking earlier about the first 12, 13 years of Lakewood, it started with 90 people. It had less than 200 people 12 years later. It didn't grow. And my dad was a great minister. He's a great pastor, and he could preach great sermons. But sometimes you're doing the right thing and you're not seeing growth. Maybe the wrong thing's happening. You think, man, I need to do something different, or God, your blessing isn't on this. But when you know it's what God put in your heart, you just got to keep doing it. You just got to keep being faithful, and don't compare to somebody else, or don't let your thoughts talk you out of it. Because let me tell you, you'll come into a time where in 1972, it was like God opened a door and people started coming from Lakewood all over the place, all over the city. I believe you'll come into those times where you'll hit a moment, a destiny moment, where God will open up new doors, and you'll see growth that will make up for all that time that you feel like you're falling behind. Listen, one touch of God's favor can put you 50 years down the road. So you keep being faithful. And I think, what's important is, sometimes, especially at the office, you think, well, nobody's giving me credit, and everybody's, people leaving me out, they're playing politics. But you got to realize you are not working under people, you're working under God. Promotion doesn't come from people, it comes from the Lord. And I've learned this, when it's your time to be promoted, all the forces of darkness cannot stop what God has in store for you. People can't stop him, your boss can't stop him. I mean, we saw that with the Compact Center, Matt, when God opened that door, we had all kinds of opposition, big companies against us. But you know what? It's like David versus Goliath. Yeah. What God has ordained for you is coming your way.
Thank you, Lord.
You just keep being faithful. And we saw, companies that should have got the Compact Center, but through the favor of God and through God changing people's minds and just supernatural things, it fell into our hands. And here we are, never dreaming we would own a basketball arena.